This video is about using the properties of perpendicular lines to find missing values. So first we're going to talk about a couple of theorems that deal with perpendicular lines. The first theorem is if intersecting lines form a linear pair of congruent angles, then the lines are perpendicular. And the reason that this happens is because R is a straight line, so it's 180 degrees. If these lines are congruent, when we split 180 degrees in half, each angle has to be 90 degrees and 90 degrees. So because they are both 90 degrees, those are right angles, so R is perpendicular to S. In the second theorem, in a plane, if a transversal is perpendicular to one of two parallel lines, then it's perpendicular to the other. So if Q is perpendicular to N and N is parallel to R because we have these arrows that match, we can then say that Q is perpendicular to R. We also have then, if two coplanar lines are perpendicular to the same line, then those lines are parallel to each other. So if S is perpendicular to N because it has the right angle, and S is perpendicular to R because it has the right angle, we can conclude that N is parallel to R. So let's use these theorems to solve for some variables. So in number one, we have a straight line with two congruent angles, which means each of these angles must be 90 degrees. So we have 12x plus 6 is equal to 90. We can subtract 6 from both sides. 12x is equal to 84. When we divide by 12, we get x is 7. We also have 7y minus 22 is equal to 90. So we can add 22 to both sides. 7y is equal to 112. When we divide by 7, y is 16. In number 2, F is perpendicular to G. So again, that means all of those angles are going to be right angles. So we have 14x plus 6 equals 90. And y squared plus y equals 90. So we can subtract 6 from both sides. 14x is equal to 84. When we divide by 14, we get x is 6. In the second problem, anytime you have a variable squared and another variable by itself, it's going to be factoring. So we have y squared plus y minus 90 equals 0. So we need two numbers that multiply to negative 90 and add to 1. So we have y plus 10 and y minus 9 is equal to 0. When we switch our signs, y is negative 10 and y is positive 9. In 3 and 4, we have parallel lines because of the arrows, and we have a right angle, which means all of the other angles are now going to be a right angle. So we have all right angles in all 8 of our angles. So we have 11x minus 9 equals 90, and 8y minus 6 equals 90. So we can add 9 to both sides. 11x equals 99. When we divide, x is 9. In our second problem, we can add 6 to both sides, so 8y equals 96. When we divide by 8, we get y is 12. In number 4, we have 4 right angles and another 4 right angles because those lines are parallel. So we have 2x plus 66 or 68 equals 90 and 6x plus 4y equals 90. Now, because there is an equation with just x, we can use that to solve first. So we can subtract 68. 2x equals 22. When we divide, we get x is 11. In our second problem, we have 6 times 11 plus 4y equals 90. We can subtract 66 from both sides. So 4y equals 24. When we divide, y is 6. In number 5, we again have parallel lines. And we have a right angle, which means all of our angles are going to be right angles. So they're all going to be 90 degrees. So we have 8x plus 3y equals 90, and we have x plus 6y equals 90. In the first equation then, to use elimination, we can multiply by -2 to cancel out our y's. So we would have -16x minus 6y equals -180, and we would have x plus 6y equals 90. When we add straight down, we get -15x is equal to -90. When we divide, we get x equals 6. Once you know x is 6, 6 plus 6y equals 90. So we get 6y is equal to 84. When we divide, we get y is 14. So this would be 6, 14. In the SAT question, the above lines are parallel, so L is parallel to M. We know that Y is 20 degrees and Z is 60 degrees. What is the value of X? So up here at the top, we have this triangle. In a triangle, all the angles are equal to 180 degrees. So if I use Y and this angle are congruent because corresponding angles are congruent, I know two angles in the triangle, so I can subtract 180 minus 20 minus 60 gets us 100 degrees.